A few years ago, there was a woman who was in her hijab, her Muslim dress, and she was taking pictures of the Chesapeake Bridge. And it looked kind of suspicious, so the police stopped her. And then they found that her driver had been arrested for stuff with Hamas. Mm-hmm. And so they searched this person's house. El Barassi is his name, and they found in the basement hidden 2 truckloads of materials of plans and purposes and strategies of the Muslim Brotherhood. This opened up to the United States for everyone who wanted to know, I'm talking about in the government, to find out what the Muslim Brotherhood was up to. And it's out there. In fact, I found it on a government website.
Well, how come we don't have it in the newspapers in America?
Why?
I mean, this is like their strategy, their hidden strategy. Well, there were 5 major points, briefly summarized. Yes. What is the strategy of the Muslim Brotherhood?
It's stealth. First of all, you can lie. You can lie in Islam. It's called taqiyya. You can lie if it will advance Islam.
Wait a second. The United States is bending over backwards to make a nuclear deal with Iran. Yep. And you're telling me that if they agree to anything, they can lie and they're okay with their God?
Absolutely. Taqiyya is legal. And not only do you are you allowed, but you must, to advance Islam, you must do whatever is possible to do that, including to lie. Yes. And so the way you start is very, very quietly. You build little, what they call prayer groups. You bring people in and you tell them, don't tell anybody else that we are meeting, but we want to bring you into Islam. They don't start out telling them the revolutionary part. They just say, the true religion is Islam. And the true God is Allah, and Muhammad is God's representative. So they really drill that into them. And then, as they see somebody becoming very devout, they take him aside and begin to indoctrinate him that there is a very important job for every true Muslim to do, and that is to help make the world Islamic, a caliphate of Islam with sharia law. You do it by jihad. And as I said before, 98% of the talk about jihad in the biography of Muhammad is definitely sword. So tell me briefly their strategy. There were 5 points. Yes. Okay, so after you get these leaders and you start working with them quietly, you don't do anything. You don't do anything to cause a problem. But then you begin to work with the mass media, the newspapers, the TVs, and you explain to them what is true Islam. It's very nice. There's nothing bad about it. There's nothing, just these fanatics out here, And so you get the press on your side. And then as the numbers grow and the converts come in and you put up more organizations, there's more organizations in Islam that you could possibly imagine in the United States. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of charitable organizations and all kinds of stuff. And then the next thing is to get into the universities and get your people in there, get your professors in there, and really push Islam. And you get congressmen in there, get Muslim congressmen. And then you get to a certain level where you have enough Muslims, then you can begin the pressure. If anybody speaks against Islam, you sue them. You talk about them. You say this is Islamophobia. And you work in that way, in pressure. Get the government. They're working on laws, to make it against the law to talk against Islam. There's no law that they're talking about to talk against Christianity or anything like that, just Islam. But the final goal, then, is to put in the White House a president, a Muslim president, and to turn the laws into Sharia law in the United States.
2 questions. Number 1, how close are we to their final goal, to have put a president in the White House?
Well, in this house where they dug up these 2 truckloads of stuff, the people that were working on these plans said, well, we're going through 4. We're in the 4th one.
Fourth phase.
The 4th phase. And they were thinking that by, now I didn't read that in this particular report, but I read where some of them are saying they feel like by 2050 they can have a president in the White House. Now, it could be sooner. It could be sooner.